Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Banished here in Black Ridge. Now, last episode we pretty much wrapped up this town here. This is the Riverside town that is providing kind of a mid-step into the progress down through our wonderful mega mod here. And, you know, we're getting reeds, we're getting food and resources from that. We are producing some bricks, some additional glassware, things like this. This is like the early mid-tier of the development branch. And this episode, what we're going to be doing is laying out the foundation for our first farms and hopefully getting some food well sorted for the future. Because as you can see, it's been a while since we last played on camera. But I've been detailing this whole area out, like I said I would be doing, and over time, all these new houses has really increased our population. We're up to 102 laborers, and they are consuming a lot of our food, so we need to start addressing that for the long term at this point, I think, and stop relying so much on gatherers and little outpost villages for all of our food sources. So, what I want to do is, take a look at this. This is kind of how big this area is going to be. The next town is going to be about this size as well. However, it will have farmland and things, so that's going to increase its overall radius. I also want it to be kind of far away, so we're going to go down to the south here. I'm just following the river, and I found this really interesting jet coming out here in this really hard turn and bank in the river, and I think I want to build something along here. It would be interesting just because the shape of the town will be a little bit more dynamic, and luckily there's plenty of flat space to the left and the right of the river, just so that we can, you know, put some fields and stuff. I may dabble into some canals for just water sources for the fields, but we'll get there kind of when we get there, you could say. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this rolling. Now, this is quite the distance from our previous town. You guys know that it is... Wow, that's actually really, really far. So we will just kind of start going down. And I want to establish a road kind of first, actually. Because what's going to happen, I'm going to actually make 10 builders, is we want to get people down there quickly so that they don't get cold and are starving. They'll be able to actually maintain time away from the main village. But also because it's so far away, we're going to have to clear land and get some stockpiles so they don't have to take everything all the way up there. So we're going to do that now. We're just sitting on ×2 speed because otherwise the lag actually starts becoming an issue otherwise. So we're going to make a nice temporary stockpile, something 2x15, and then we will tell this to be a very high priority. Now, the nice thing, too, is because we have 97 laborers like this, this should go relatively quick. At least I'm hoping. We also need to temporarily... do I want to establish a couple little homes and a fishery just as a beginning? You know, maybe we'll just do some gathering. Just down here. And we can remove this later on. We just need to get people starting to go down south along this pathway. So let's just grab one of the gatherers' huts. Just like that. We will even make a storage barn as well. So, you know, something not too big, but big enough to start out with. And also a few shacks that will provide some beginning shelter here. And it's just going to be central along this. And so we're going to have a nice little survival kind of rest stop. A little north of the river that we're going to hopefully make all of our fields and roads. So there might be a few skips this episode just so that we can go ahead, lay out some things, and develop relatively quickly just for YouTube's sake, because you guys don't want to see me just sit here and wait for these trees to be felled. So we're going to go ahead a little bit. It might take a little while. We're in year 42, so we'll see how long it takes them to actually travel this far south first, and we'll go from there. Alright, welcome to year 49, late winter. We have spent the past, wow, I guess it's been 8 years working here on the clearing of the forest down south. It's quite the long way for these people to walk down. Also, had a little minor food crisis in the middle of that, so we lost about 30 people or so. This stuff happens when you're kind of at the brink of needing to expand. Food becomes a problem, and then if you have all these people running down south to go clear land, that's a problem, and so combined creates quite the friction for your settlement. But here we are. I've been just clearing around the riverbank so that we can start laying out some of the major access roads here for this new settlement, and let's just hop right into that. Now, I want to try and use some new pavement, using some of these advanced tools from the DS Roads version 4, and I'm thinking some stone, some actual proper stone roads, and it might work out for us. So let's just first keep it paused, and we're going to do some tests here. We're going to drag these out, and you guys will be able to see what our options are in total. There's some large kind of mossy stones here. There's some tighter cobblestones. I do like that. That looks pretty neat. This is a stone road itself. This is pretty much the oh, hold on. We were still selected on the same thing. This is like a tighter brick kind of deal. We got this variant as well. Now the problem with this is not tiled very well. You can very clearly see the tiles on that one. So it might not work out for us. But if you're ever curious about roads itself, always pause the game, drag it out a little bit, and you can see what you have to work with. In my opinion, this one right here is probably one of my favorite, if not this one there, which I believe is the stone road. Yeah, so stone road or just natural stone road 2 looks pretty good. So let's go with the stone road 2. The larger cobblestone makes a little bit more sense for a more farming settlement. So let's go back into this menu here and drag this out. Now, what I want to do is establish kind of the main 2-lane roads early on. So we're going to just do that now. And we can worry about how everything is going to sit a bit later. This one, we'll make this go pretty much all the way straight down that way. And we will then connect, I think, to the highway that I've been establishing. You guys will get to see that here in a bit, but it took a long time to get this road laid out, and it does increase their movement speed. So anything you can do of that nature, go ahead and do it. To get these gentle curves, you're going to have to think in terms of a little bit of a pixel art kind of style. And, using 3 long kind of squares, and that slowly leads into these 2s. You can get some curves going. And get that to kind of curve around a little bit there. And then you kind of do the opposite at this point. And you are able to then make a nice gentle curve using the road tools. Even though these are squared, you can definitely mess with them a little bit and get some variants. Some of these do have angled variants as well, but this one that we're working on does not. So we'll just go down this way a little bit. In fact, maybe a little bit more. Do a 3. We'll just do another little curve here. Just a gentle one, just following the nice natural slope of the terrain. Okay, and it is tough to build your towns on these curved paths because everything kind of lines up in a grid system. You know, you don't want to spend too much time on these. Okay, and our temporary settlement is well made. We have plenty of stockade, or stockpiles, not stockade. This isn't a prison. We will have plenty of materials nearby to start construction of the area. Let's go ahead, do this all the way up, and we'll make a city block here, I guess. Now, a lot of these buildings are going to be temporary, but we just need to establish the initial bit here. And sometimes it's good to change the road kind of angles and layout a little bit as you go. So we'll have a little bit of a straight piece there. We'll have this just do a nice 90 at this point and connect right like that. So these are main kind of thoroughfares that we're making here initially, and we'll of course make single lane little alleyways to expand on this. We also need to make our bridge. Let's see. We need to make a double wide bridge, which I believe there is a way to do that. I have done it before. Just need to find the right. Here we go. Stone bridge split. What's this? It doesn't even say what this is, but looks like some sort of railing for the bridge itself. So that's pretty handy. All right, and we will, at this point, this is the left side. This here is the right side. Now, this is going to create a little bit of an issue. You can see that these are ending a little separate from each other, which isn't good. You know, just like the previous build of this double wide bridge, we need this to line up a little bit more perfectly. So we're going to just flatten the terrain, get a nice kind of run up here, and we will do the same on the other side, and hopefully that'll just straighten those out, and they should end at the exact same spot, just like before. So let's grab our bridge tool again. All right, so left, right, just like so, and it should work from there. Also, we need to actually connect the roads now. We'll go ahead and hit play. No reason kind of sitting in reserve there. At this point, we'll also do ×5 speed. Maybe, yeah, ×5. ×10, my game kind of starts really lagging. We have so many citizens. Loading the AI can be a little bit of an issue. So there we go. Not sure where I want to put the market. I'm actually thinking about putting the market on this little peninsula that's jutting out here. I think that would be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and see what sizes we have to work with. This is kind of nice. Very home-like. Oh, there goes a trader. Bye, trader. I've been buying some seeds as well throughout the years, just so we can be prepared for when we lay out the farms here soon. So this is like a large market. This is an upgraded version of the rural market that we have in the previous town. You can see. And it has a lot of cool elements. It's a little bit more standard and a little, you know, less hodgepodge like this. Though I still like the hodgepodge-ness of this one, especially since, you know, these aren't cities just yet. In fact, most of the 2-lane roads are going to be up there, and then it's going to devolve into single lanes as we move throughout. You know, this isn't going to be a major city. It's going to be a large town, yes, but not much bigger than that. So let's just pick something that will work out for us. Small town market. I mean, the small town market is what we used in the beginning town, and it does look good. It does, you know, centralize onto a road like this, and it can work. You can also make your own using a tool such as this one, and you can just have stalls around which can do the job for you. So protein stuff. You know, there's also specialized building ones, so you can kind of make your own trade district yourself. But I am thinking, because of how narrow this is, edibles, and I need hardware. Because this is just going to provide food only, which is cool, but I wouldn't mind something a little bit more as well. So that's, yeah, this will be that. And let's think about hardware. See, this looks like the brewery. That's a little weird. General store. Nope, don't really like that either. Maybe there's a specific one. Could possibly have the wagon across the way too. See, this is the hard thing. Especially when you build your own, because you're going to be using up a lot of vendor population for this. So we'll just have the wagon. I think the wagon will fit. And it does fuels, tools, clothing, textiles, so pretty good there. Okay. So that is established. And we will also need some food production eventually, because that's the whole point of this town down here. We're also going to be building some bakeries and things like that, because obviously we're going to be growing some wheat and processing that down into flour. And I kind of want to use these thicker roads for that. So let's have a bakery over here. Can't variant that one. What's this one like? Okay, a little different. All of these are a little different. Wow, that's very French looking. Nice French bakery would be pretty cool. Does it fit there? Kinda. It's going to be a little hard to find something to fit exactly onto these little corners, but I think that looks nice. I'm actually really liking this bakery. So this is the one we're going to go with in this town. We might need two if this one doesn't produce enough bread. And we also are going to need a windmill, or we can do a water mill. Which variant to use, I'm not quite sure just yet. I think that would be cool. It's a nice long one. Is there a different variant? This one's a little bit more narrow. Pretty plain looking, to be honest. So let's go with the other variant. Okay, and we can just stick that right there next to the bridge. That'll be cool. What else do we got here? Market soup. Market barbecue. Saltery. Salting house. Might be something to look into as well. Kitchen? No. Oil press might be something as well, just because we are near this. We are going to be growing flax and cotton down here eventually. So this could create some oil for us. Let's see if this can fit back here in an interesting way. Kind of can. Yeah, and I can build a little wall to kind of tie that into the roads a little bit better. And we will need a dairy processing area, which could go right there. Could also go right here. In fact, I kind of like this spot a little better. Okay. It's the medieval creamery. You know, we might need two eventually. That's something to consider. Jam shop. No, don't really need jam. This is one of the bakeries again. Another oil press of some kind. This one's pretty quaint. But we might need some butchers here in the central here. So why don't we do that? So let's put a pig butcher just like that. We will put, I think, the cow one right there. And it doesn't look like the sheep one fits. You know, let's quickly get rid of this other structure, because it might not have been over all the way. So butchers again, pig. Yeah, just like that. And sheep, just like that. And that's partially interacting with the road, which will look pretty cool, I think. And we could get the horse one in there. I know many of you will probably be like, why is there a horse butcher? The answer is, I don't know. But why not? You know, we're going to have stables in this area, so it can work. Let's go to Stone Roads and place out new one and just fully block that section out there. Nice butchery area. And we will need a large barn of some kind. Some type of really large warehouse. It's interesting that this barn doesn't have any attachments. I think there is one that does. I just need to find the right one as my mouse kind of breaks down on me right there. Tudor style. Ooh, wow, that's an interesting barn. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Or if I have, I did not pay attention. Maybe this is the one we'll use. It's pretty quaint. Materials, warehouses. Storage barn, that's the normal one. I feel like there is one that I'm missing, and I don't know where it is. This is a bank barn, warehouse, distribution barn. Where, oh my goodness, I spend so much time looking for barns and things. It's a little ridiculous. This is a very large medieval barn. Medieval grain silo, medieval granary. Granary could be pretty cool. Let's get rid of this storage structure. It's kind of in the way, and things will be moved around as we keep going. Okay, we're gonna have 5 builders going forward. Wow! Oh, they cleared out this whole section. Let's make a barn back here. Kind of just attached to the back side of this in some way. Yeah, medieval granary. Just as close as possible right there. And we'll put some light dock work here. We're not going quite as heavy as the previous town, but over time, this area should look nice. So let's go ahead and kind of wait a little while. I'm gonna plop a few more buildings, let things build up, and then we'll be back just to show off kind of the finished area, at least currently. All right, so this is currently everything that we plopped down, and I allowed our citizens some time to construct some of this so you guys can give me your feedback on how things are going. Now, again, this is kind of the beginning of the town layout. It's going to change over time. It is going to get much more broad and detailed as we include the fields kind of starting going next episode. I just wanted to get the production out of the way here just so we could get this an idea of what we wanted to grow and plant in the future episode. Now, everything is looking pretty good. It's pretty dense too, and I'm kind of liking how that's, I guess, panning out for us. We have a nice butcher's kind of market area. We got the bakery nearby. Very French building here, and it's very beautiful and well detailed out. You know, you get some baguettes out there. You get, I believe the main kind of oven is on this edition there. We got an oil press kind of out back of that, and we're going to have to try and combine these buildings a little bit. And the way we're going to be doing that is with low-lying walls, some detail, freight, and possibly to make this look a little bit more like a single compound, because they kind of go hand in hand. We also got a new medieval tailor, which will provide some more clothing for our citizens. We've actually been behind on clothing production for quite a while. Also made a small town blacksmith, just so they don't have to ship in quite as much, though, you know, that can still be a possibility. There's no real ore or stone generation here, so we're going to be at least shipping in some of those aspects. What I want to do is go ahead and connect this road there. Right now, our builders are just, you know, finished constructing some of these roads, and we will be replacing some of this with some of the new kind of stone roads here, and hopefully, you know, people will like the layout of this town. We're also going to, you know, of course, expand onto this little peninsula jutting out into the river and around the river in general. So, you know, a lot of stuff to do in this area. This area is going to be rather large, very similar to the previous one. If you have any professions that you might want to see in the long term, do let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoy Banished, feel free to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're new and you want to see some more creative goodness such as this. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.